Everybody, welcome back. We are doing our first team in the American League. We got the National League, had some success, some teams not so much success, but it was fun to play a lot of or to try to get a lot of them teams to successful World Series runs or rebuild them to at least a playoff team. So we're starting off with one of my favorite teams in the American League, the Baltimore Orioles. Now, this is a team that lost Corbin Burns. They've gotten a lot of criticism the front office has for not really going out there and doing a whole lot of big time moves. They did get Zach Eflin, but like last season at least, but like they lost Corbin Burns. You didn't replace what Corbin Burns brought. Obviously, Kyle Bradish, he's on the roster on franchise, but he's injured most of the season this year. You didn't replace Corbin Burns. Corbin Burns is an ace. You don't have an ace now. And they signed Kyle Gibson recently, in I think like a month or so ago, not even a month. You went out and you got Tomoyuki Sagano, which he's not been bad for them, but it's only like I think a 1 year deal. Charlie Morton has not worked out at all for them so far. He's 41 years old. They paid him 15 million. You could debate whether they should have just paid somebody younger and who could fit better. Like, so that's gonna be an area we really have to get an ace, like either a free agency or trade, go out and get somebody who could be a true number one because we don't have that right now. Look at the bullpen. You got Cano, Keegan Aiken, Brian Baker, Andrew Kittredge, who they signed but unfortunately got hurt. I'm not sure if he's back yet. I think he's gonna miss like most of the season. He was really good with my Cardinals last year. Gregory Soto, Sir Anthony Dominguez. Like they brought in some new arms. We'll see how it works out, especially Soto and Sir Anthony Dominguez, who are both I think due for free agency. Yes, so depending on how they back. Felix Bautista is a closer, one of the best closers in the game. Obviously, he was out all last year. He's back now. We got him for the rest of the franchise, so he should be good at closer. Catcher, we're good. Adley Rutzman is one of the best catchers in the game, and he's signed for the rest of the franchise as well. Gary Sanchez, who I thought was a good backup catcher addition, he used to just smoke the Orioles when he was in New York. He'll be a good backup. We'll see how he performs because he is a free agent as well. They have Samuel Busalo, one of their top catching prospects. Maybe we trade him for like an ace or a big time bat, maybe. We'll see because he's going to have a lot of value. First base, we got Ryan O'Hearn, who's due for free agency. He's been really good in Baltimore the last 2 seasons. We'll have to see how he performs. And then Ryan Mountcastle, who they've been rumored to be trying to shop or move or something with him. And he's dropped to a 72 overall. I just recently did the live roster update, so this is like recently updated. And he's still signed through next year. Maybe he's a guy we look to move, bring in maybe a bench bat, cheaper option. And then second base, we got Jackson Holiday. We're set there. I know some fans were, quick to say, "Oh, Jackson Holiday sucks. He's a bust." And all that. Like some of these guys ain't gonna come up to the major leagues and just produce right away. He's only 21 years of age. He'll be fine. That's our second base. We got Ori Mateo, who's also a free agent after the year. So this is gonna be a lot of bench pieces moving on in free agency potentially after the season. You got Jordan Westburg at third base, who was really good last year, 18 home runs, 63 RBIs. Kobe Mayo, who they have not dealt or anything. He has struggled in his short stint at MLB, but I do think he still has a bright future at the major league level. And you have Ramon Urias. Emmanuel Rivera, I removed from the 40 man because we need to add some of the injured players back. We're set at shortstop. Gunnar Henderson, top three shortstop in the game. You could argue top two or maybe even the best shortstop outside of Bobby Witt Jr. He's unbelievable. We got him signed for rest of this franchise, thank goodness, because that's a lot of money he's going to want. They gave Tyler O'Neill a lot of money, and I like Tyler O'Neill. I liked him with my Cardinals. He just couldn't stay healthy. He was just always hurt, and I think he got hurt again like a week ago. When he's healthy, listen, he can hit you 30 home runs a year. We saw it in 2021 and we saw it in 2024. But the problem is he's a big guy who plays the outfield, who has all these nagging injuries. Hopefully he can stay healthy for them, but he'll be our left fielder. Another former Cardinal, Dylan Carlson, listen, I had a lot of high hopes for Dylan Carlson. I really thought after 2021 he was going to be like really good for the Cardinals. And I don't know what happened. It just didn't work out. Hopefully he at least is like, I don't think he'll be ever that top prospect billing that he was in. I mean, I remember when John Mozeliak compared him to Albert Pujols at one point, like prospect wise. And he just never really worked out for that, but I still think he has the potential to be like a fourth outfielder or something like that. Center field, we have Cedric Mullins, who's also due for free agency. That's going to be a decision we have to make. Do we trade him? Do we extend him? We'll have to see there. Not really any top outfield prospects there. You have Colton Cowser in right field, also signed long term, had a 24 home run year last year. You got Ramon Uriano, a veteran who can hit a little bit, and then you have Heston Kjerstad, and that's pretty much our team. So you look at the offense. The offense for this team is really good, I think. Like this team has a bunch of big bats. They're young. They got guys who are under club control for a few years. That's why I'm confused. Like why this front office didn't go out and be more aggressive into getting starting pitching. Like yeah, they signed some players, but they didn't really sign anybody who's a game-changing rotational piece. And it's like you have a team with so much young talent, and you add some veterans around that, and then you add like, I know the Orioles don't like spend tons of money. I know Chris Davis, I think, is the biggest contract they ever given out. I know they regret that, but like, you have to have somebody leading this rotation. Obviously, Kyle Bradish could be that guy, but he's hurt, so it's like definitely some questionable decisions. I'm not going to try to be like the front office. I'm going to try to get us an ace, and we'll see what happens. I really like this team. I'm going to have fun using this team in franchise. So I'm going to go ahead and sim through the first half of the season. We'll do 3 seasons as usual. Get to the trade deadline, and we'll see where we're sitting there. So I'll see you guys then. So we have this trade offer from the Brewers, Aaron Ashby, who I've had in some previous franchise modes. He's actually really reliable in franchise. And I was looking at some of our bullpen ERA right now. Brian Baker has an ERA over 7, and Gregory Soto has an ERA over 6. So one of them guys is going to have to sit down because that is just not going to cut it. We're going to trade them. Jorge Mateo, who's a free agent to be. He's not having a horrible season, really. It's just he's a free agent to be. We get a reliable reliever back who's only 26. I think it's a good deal. So here we are, our first trade deadline, and we're sitting 3 games above 500. Division's still within reach. We're 5.5 games out of first place. Everybody's over 500 in this division. It's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a tough rest of the season to try to make the playoffs. I mean, look at the wild card. We got to leapfrog so many teams. I mean, we have a chance though to go on a run. Let's say, but injuries have really, really hurt this team. We look at some of the injuries. Ryan Mountcastle's out the rest of the year with a torn MCL or ACL, excuse me. Wasn't playing bad either. So that's a big loss for our bench. We have Jordan Westberg, who was playing great, out the rest of the season, torn ACL. Like, it's just been injury after injury after injury. And then Cedric Mullins, he's out 1 or 2 months with a broken leg. He was having a solid year. So it's not been fun. I think that's definitely been a concern. We did have, I believe, O'Neal was out as well. He was out like 1 or 2 months. Trying to think who else got hurt. Think that's it for the injuries. If I'm not mistaken, there might have been one pitcher or two that was injured. But listen, injuries never help, especially with a team that has iffy pitching. So let's say everybody's been performing and what we need to go out and get. So we ended up calling up Heston Kjerstad. He's hitting 500 right now. Short sample size, 4 for 8 though. Starting off good. Get an opportunity. So we look at Ramon Urias. So we have DHing right now. DH maybe is a spot we need to try to get. Not really doing a whole lot. 6 home runs, 40 RBIs for Ramon. Gunnar Henderson, great year so far. 22 home runs, 74 RBIs at 273. Numbers down a little bit, but I think he'll still give us 30 home runs. Tyler O'Neill's not done anything. For some reason, Tyler O'Neill is like a curse for me in franchise. Every time I pick up this guy in franchise mode, he never performs. So hopefully that turns around here, but he has not been good in 50 games so far. 9 home runs, 272 or for the average. Hopefully he gives us at least like 20 home runs. Ryan O'Hearn, solid year so far, 10 home runs, 44 RBIs for him. Colton Cowser has not been good at all, only hitting 226, 7 home runs, 37 RBIs. Not going to cut it. Kobe Mayo, we're giving opportunity to. Decent season so far, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. And then Adley Rutzman's not done much offensively either, only 8 home runs and 40 RBIs in 99 games. And then Jackson Holliday, good numbers so far, 6 home runs, 49 RBIs, hitting 294. So he's shown improvement. But our lineup's not as good as I thought it would be. I mean, this lineup outside of Gunnar Henderson's not really performing. And obviously injuries play a toll on that as well. You're missing 3 key contributors to your lineup. But still, we called up Luis Vasquez just to have some depth off the bench, more for his glove, not really for his badge. You see he's only hitting 211. Ramon Laureano has been okay this season. Nothing really to write home about. Whit Merrifield, we signed him for agency because we just needed like a veteran bench bat. Okay numbers. And then Gary Sanchez only hitting 0.77 in 11 games. So we definitely need to go out and get some type of bat. I mean, our lineup needs it, especially a DH. So we take a look at the pitching side. Kyle Bradish has been great, 10-6, 3.08 ERA. Zach Eflin, who's due for free agency, we definitely need to try to re-sign him. 11-7, ERA just under 3. You'll take that. Grayson Rodriguez not been great so far, 7-5, ERA close to 5. Kyle Gibson, the veteran, 6-12 record, ERA close to 5. And then Tyler Wells, for a fifth starter to have an ERA under 5, I'll take 4.26, 6-7 record. We take a look at the bullpen. Dean Kramer has been good, 3.86 ERA for him. Keegan Aiken has been amazing, 2.10 ERA. Sir Anthony Dominguez, we called up from AAA, not really done anything special. Aaron Ashby, 3.47 ERA for him. Great pickup so far. Andrew Kittredge has been great, 3.36 ERA. Not as good as last year, but still fantastic. Not fantastic, but good season. Cano has been unhittable, 1.80 ERA, 16 holds. And then Cino Perez, how about him? 2.15 ERA for a 59 overall. He's getting the job done. I didn't even realize they called him up. And then Felix Bautista, 25 out of 27 in save opportunities with a 3.43 ERA. So the pitching side's been good. Like, the rotation could definitely use another piece, but like overall, better than what I had hoped. I think we need to focus more on the lineup more than anything because our lineup's been really the thing that's let us down. So I'm gonna look through some trades and see what moves we can make. We're gonna trade Cade Povich. He's one of the top pitching prospects the Orioles have. He's pitching pretty good in AAA, 3.56 ERA. And we're gonna trade Tyler O'Neill, who just not having a good year. We need another big power bat. He's not getting it done. We're gonna trade for Brent Rooker, who's having an awesome season, 23 home runs, 76 RBIs. He's on a cheaper contract than Tyler O'Neill, obviously more years. I think he adds a monster bat to our lineup. Another trade we're going to make, we're going to get the big starting pitcher we need, Hunter Brown from the Houston Astros, 3.08 ERA on the year. He's 26 years old. We're going to trade them Tyler Wells, who's having a solid year overall for us, gives them a rotation option. Sugano, who are really just throwing in for them taking one of our top prospects. And we're going to trade Samuel Bucello for him, which, listen, he doesn't have a long-term future with this team. He's not going to be developed in time, so I think this gives us exactly what we need for this rotation long-term. First season's over. The Yankees end up winning the World Series. We did not make the playoffs. We ended up finishing 80-82. Very disappointing first season of this franchise. We made some moves at the deadline, but obviously between injuries and those moves not working out, and maybe those players played well. We're about to see. We had an award winner. Zach Eflin and Colton Cowser win Gold Gloves. So at least something went right. Let's take a look at the lineup and how everybody did. Cedric Mullins in his walk year, 14 home runs, 39 RBIs, 2.49 average. Didn't play a lot of games, was hurt most of the season. It's going to be interesting what we decide to do with him. Do we pay him and bring him back, or do we give somebody else an opportunity to trade for a center fielder? We'll see. Ramon Laureano didn't do much in his lone season in Baltimore. Probably won't bring him back. There'll probably be better options out there in the trade market and free agency as an extra outfielder. Gunnar Henderson did what he always does. Electric season, 32 home runs, 96 RBIs, 268 average. Brent Rooker didn't disappoint, 31 home runs, drove in 102, so those two ranked in the middle of the order. Ryan O'Hearn, his walk year, 15 home runs, 67 RBIs. So another guy, are we going to re-sign him? Would you need a first baseman unless we get Mountcastle? But, I mean, he was out the whole year, and who knows what he's going to do. So we'll probably look for a first baseman. Colton Cowser, not the best season, 17 home runs, 64 RBIs. You're expecting him to take a jump up from last year, and he had a worse year than last year. Kobe Mayo didn't do too much in his opportunities, 9 home runs, 20 RBIs. And then Adley Rutzman had a down year, 15 home runs, 66 RBIs, only hit 239. It's about where his numbers were last year, but just a little bit lower. And then Jackson Holliday had an okay season. Potential went down, 8 home runs, 67 RBIs, hit 266. We take a look at our bench. Heston Kjerstad had a good season on the bench, 7 home runs, 19 RBIs for him. Carlson made the most of limited opportunities, so maybe he's got a future next year as an extra outfielder. 1 home run, 6 hit 338. Ramon Urias didn't provide a ton, but as a bench bat, I'll take 7 home runs. And then Gary Sanchez was abysmal this year. 4 for 49 as the backup catcher. Yikes. Our offense didn't really show up like we thought it would. Hunter Brown was excellent this season, 10-9, 3.13 ERA. Zach Eflin, who we gave an extension to, 2-year, 23.1 per year, was good as well, 16-11, 3.32 ERA, and pitched 200 innings, which you don't see that a lot today. And then Kyle Bradish was good as well, 13-9, 2.96 ERA. So those three at the top of the rotation were excellent. Grayson Rodriguez, we need a better year from next season, ERA close to 5. And then Dean Kramer in that fifth starter spot, 6-2, 3.39 ERA. Kyle Gibson, who we won't bring back, 4.62, I can't talk, 4.62 ERA, didn't pitch how we really needed him to. Brian Baker was horrible this season, ERA over 7. We had Chance McDermott, who looks like a younger player who didn't really pitch well last year, didn't pitch an inning this year. Keegan Aiken was excellent, 2.46 ERA in 91 innings. Aaron Ashby was a great pickup, 59 innings, 3.19 ERA. Andrew Kittredge, who's also a free agent, had an excellent year, 2.98 ERA out of the pen for him. Cano pitched to a 2.70 ERA, and Felix Bautista just didn't have a good year, 4.23 ERA, had 38 saves. So a lot of up and down throughout this team. I do think in the offseason we need to go out and get probably a first baseman, an outfielder, actually maybe 2 outfielders. We're losing Laureano and Mullins. Maybe we give Kurtzstad an opportunity. We'll see. He's more probably an extra outfielder than a starter right now. Third base, well, actually, we are getting, let's see, I forgot some of the injuries. So we are getting Jordan Westburg back, so we don't got to worry about third base. He should be healthy for the next season, but we do need 2 outfielders. And then for the pitching side, this rotation I might stick with because they pitched pretty well. Bullpen, we might need to get a bullpen arm, so we're losing a few of the bullpen pieces. So we got some work to do. I'm going to get to work. We go about to get the second season underway here. We made some moves in the offseason. Starting rotation is still the same. I thought it pitched our whole starting rotation, all 5 of them pitched pretty well last year. We're going to let it ride and see how it goes. We signed Hunter Harvey to a 2-year, $9.2 million per year. Coming off a okay season, 3.71, but he adds a bigger arm to our bullpen, which we really needed. We signed Luis Torrens to be our backup catcher. Gary Sanchez just wasn't getting the job done. This is a cheaper option, and he's still only 29, so he's really more known for his defense. So when Adley needs a day off or a case of an injury, then he's ready to go. First base, we went out and traded for Wilson Contreras. He's not on a terrible contract. He's coming off an 18 home run year. He's getting a little bit up there in age, but he'll only be 35 by the time this franchise is over, maybe 34. So I think Contreras adds a big bat at first base for us. We did sign Ahmed Rosario. He was very interested in coming to Baltimore, which is good. Great contact guy to have off the bench. Didn't have the greatest year last year, but definitely an improvement of what we had last season on the bench. Third base, we still got Westburg and Kobe Mayo. Shortstop, Gunner. Left field, Brent Rooker. We signed Dylan Carlson back. Maybe he'll get an opportunity. Center field, we went out and signed Lane Thomas to replace Cedric Mullins. Another guy who didn't have the greatest season last year, but he was on a cheaper contract than Mullins. A little bit younger than Cedric by a year or 2 as well. So hopefully he comes to Baltimore and plays well. And then we have right field Colton Cowser. So this offense has improved. I do think this offense can be very good, but I said that last year as well, and we had a lot of guys have down years. The pitching, we might need a bullpen arm at the trade deadline. We'll see how Dean Kramer does as a 5th starter. If he struggles, then we'll go out and get somebody else. But other than that, I think this team is set up to at least make a wild card, hopefully win a division, so let's get to it. Second trade deadline, and it is another season not looking great. 19 and a half games out. The Red Sox are just rolling right now, 75-34. Let's take a look at the wild card standings here. We're 2 games out of the wild card, so there's hope there. We got to pass the Twins and the Yankees, so there is some hope. But let's see how this team's been performing and why we are barely over 500 right now. So Lane Thomas has not been good at all for us since we signed him as a free agent. Only 3 home runs, 35 RBIs, 211 average. He has just been dreadful to start off his tenure in Baltimore. Jackson Holliday not having really a good season at all. 7 home runs, 26 RBIs, only hitting 220. Gunnar Henderson, he's doing what he needs to do. 22 home runs, 77 RBIs on the season. Brent Rooker on the season, 24 home runs, 71 RBIs. So our 2 middle of the order bats are still doing what they're capable of doing. Jordan Westberg, not a fantastic season at all. 11 home runs, 52 RBI. A lot of our lineups just not hitting like they're capable of, unfortunately. Wilson Contreras hasn't worked out so far. 11 home runs, 39 RBIs. Kurtstad is getting an opportunity, but isn't doing much. 5 home runs, 15 RBIs. Colton Cowser has been okay. 14 home runs, 50 RBIs, 243 average. Adley's having a better season, which is good. 291 average, 14 home runs, 48 RBIs. You look at the bench, Kobe Mayo, who we're getting a lot of trade requests for, haven't really dealt him, but he's not been bad in a platoon slash bench where he has 10 home runs, but nothing jumps off the page. Luis Torrens is doing a solid job as our backup catcher, hasn't played much. Hamid Rosario is not hitting like he's capable of either. And then Ramon Urias has been dreadful. So our lineup, once again, even after adding Lane Thomas, who's been awful, Brent Rooker's been a good pickup. Contreras hasn't worked out. Our bench pieces, Rosario, I mean, it's just been not good. I don't know what's going on. Let's take a look at the pitching side here. We take a look. Kyle Bradish has not been as good as he once was last year. 4.24 ERA. Zach Eflin's doing what he does, pitching to a great ERA, 2.51. So what a season he's having. Hunter Brown's been just as good almost, 7.8 ERA under 3. Grayson Rodriguez, for a 4 starter, I'll take a 4.13 ERA, 4-12 record though. Yikes. And then Dean Kramer's been excellent, 13-2, 3.11 ERA. So our pitching rotation is not the problem. We take a look at the bullpen. Chase McDermott's been doing his job, 3.48 ERA in the long relief role. Keegan Aiken in his walk year has been excellent, 2.78 ERA, 3-2 record. Aaron Ashby's been unhittable, 1-1 record, 2 saves, 5 holes, and a 1.84 ERA. Brian Baker has not been good at all, ERA over 5. Cino Perez has not been good either, ERA over 5. Felix Batista, we moved him out of the closer role. I mean, his potential and overalls went up, but he hasn't really had the best season, 4.29 ERA. Cano's been good, 2.78 ERA. And we moved Hunter Harvey to the closer role. He's 17 out of 17 in save opportunities, 2.74 ERA. So on the pitching side, outside of Perez and Baker, has been excellent. Like, I'm not mad at all at the pitching. It's our offense that's really just been not good, and our pitching's had to take a lot of losses because the offense just isn't hitting like it's capable of. And we hired a new hitting coach who had A, potential and everything, and it just hasn't worked. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna look through some trades. We do got some hope with us being 2 back of the wild card and see if I can make any moves for this offense and maybe add a bullpen arm. So we're gonna get a move right here. Tyson Miller, who's having a solid year overall in Chicago, 3.12 ERA. We're gonna give up Cody Petit, I think, who was just with the Cubs, and Brian Baker. Nothing crazy when it comes to the trade package, but we upgrade our bullpen. We're going to make another trade. Hate to trade Lane Thomas so quick, but we got to try to get something going here. We're going to trade for William Abreu, who's on the trade block. Is he having an amazing season? No, but he's definitely having better numbers than Lane Thomas. We can put him in center field. Great defensive outfielder, only 26, under club control for 3 more seasons after this. We're going to give up Lane Thomas, who we get off his contract, gives us more flexibility in the offseason. We're going to trade our relief pitcher, who's one of our worst relief pitchers, 24 years of age. And we're going to give them our top pitching prospect, Michael Lim, who I think we drafted, 71 overall, pitching excellent in Double-A. So they get a really good pitching prospect, and Lane Thomas who can take over. Second season is over. We ended up finishing 8 games over 500. We finished in second place, but we just missed out on the wild card by 1 game. Both us and the Yankees finished behind the Royals, Twins, and Rangers. Very unfortunate way to miss out. So back-to-back seasons of missing the playoffs for a team I really thought could have a chance to the World Series, and maybe that'd be the 3rd and final season. Let's say everybody did before we get on with this final season. Hopefully, we even get to the playoffs. William Abreu ends up finishing with 25 home runs, 95 RBIs. Great trade pickup. Jackson Holiday just hasn't made the jump we expected so far. I mean, he's improved, but not really. I mean, power-wise, he improved. Everything else is down. Gunnar Henderson, another excellent season, 36 home runs, drove in 111 RBIs. Brent Rooker, 39 home runs, drove in 109. Jordan Westberg ended up finishing with a really good season, 24 home runs, 81 RBIs. Wilson Contreras ended up giving us a typical Wilson Contreras season, which is good. 21 home runs, 67 RBIs. Maybe we look to move Contreras if there's better first basemen available in free agency. We'll see. Kurtstad ended up giving us a good season. 15 home runs, 44 runs driven in. Colton Cowser gives us 20 home runs. So our lineup ended up showing up in the second half, but it was a little bit too late. Adley with a 19 home run, 73 RBI campaign. And we look at our bench, Kobe Mayo with 14 home runs off the bench. Luis Torrens, good for a backup. Alvin Rosario just didn't get the job done. Maybe we look to move him as well or give another opportunity. And then Ramon Urias didn't provide much. So our offense, a little bit too late, but we ended up having some good years throughout the lineup, a lot of good power. So hopefully that transitions to a full season next year. So we take a look at the pitching. Kyle Bradish ended up turning his season around, 9 and 14, 3.42 ERA. Zach Eflin was excellent, 15 and 8, 2.75 ERA. So that extension looks like a good one. Hunter Brown was just as good, like I said before, 9 and 9, 2.86 ERA. Grayson Rodriguez, decent season. I guess that's going to be where around his career is right now with us, around 4 ERA. And then Dean Kramer's been a pleasant surprise. 18 wins this season, 3.72 ERA. Chance McDermott, solid out of the pen, ERA just over 4. Keegan Aiken, who's due for free agency, had a hell of a season, ERA of 3. Aaron Ashby, who's a cheat code in franchise, another good season. Tyson Miller was a good pickup, ERA of 3.34. Felix Batista had an ERA of 5. Maybe we look to move him in a big package in the offseason. We'll see, but he has not been good in this franchise so far. Cano was not good either, ERA over 4. And then Hunter Harvey, 27 saves, 2.6 or 2.84 ERA. So the pitching side, not horrible, a few high ERAs, but rotation's been good. So we got to try to, I don't really know what this team needs in the offseason. Like probably a closer. Looks like we lost a farm director. We need a closer. And I mean, lineup wise, our lineup's not horrible. It's just guys got to perform. You know what I mean? Like we got a good lineup 1 through 9. Like we have guys who can give us probably 10 to 25 home runs a year. It's just they all got to play consistent throughout the season. We'll see if I make any moves to the lineup. But I do like this lineup. It's just they all got to play consistently well throughout the season. And the pitching side, rotation 1 through 5, I don't really need to mess with. Bullpen, I could add a few arms, like I said, a closer. So we'll see what I end up cooking up in this offseason because we got to try to get to the playoffs in our final season. Final season of this video, and can we even get to the playoffs? The last 2 seasons have been disappointing. Last season, we turned it on right at the end of the season, but it was a little bit too late. We missed the wild card by 1 game. That's unfortunate. So can we get back to the playoffs? We're about to find out. So we made some moves, not anything major. We didn't have a lot of cap space. Went out and got, Aaron Bummer, who's coming off a good season, 2.85 ERA, 1-year deal. We also got a trade for Jose Buto. Also had a great season. So those are 2 guys who added to this bullpen. And I looked at everything else. Still got Contreras. We signed Brandon Lau. Now, maybe he plays some first base. He had 26 home runs last year in Tampa Bay. Wasn't an outrageous contract. Just a guy who could maybe be a bench piece. Maybe he platoons with Holiday. Maybe he platoons with Contreras, who's getting up there a little bit in age. So we'll see what he turns into with his team. And everything else, pretty much the same. We got Abreu, Cowser, Kurtstad in the outfield, along with Brent Rooker. So I think this team has the potential, like the last 2 seasons, to make the playoffs, but players have to perform like they're capable of doing. So let's get this 3rd season underway. Trade deadline, we're sitting at 60 and 50, so a better season than what we previously had. We're 5.5 games out of first place, and we are 2 games out of a wild card spot. So again, it's going to be tough. It would be really tough to miss the playoffs all 3 times with this team because I really think this team obviously has the talent to make the playoffs. Let's say everybody's been doing. Colton Cowser, not a bad season at all. 13 home runs, 55 RBIs, hitting 270. Jackson Holiday, it's a step forward, but I really was hoping he'd take a big jump in this franchise. He just hasn't. Gunnar Henderson, about where he usually is at the trade deadline, so not mad at that. Brent Rooker has been raking so far this season, 26 home runs. Jordan Westburg struggling to start off the season. And then how about Brandon Lau? 18 home runs at the trade deadline. Contreras not providing much power, but his overall stats aren't horrible. He was injured too. He's only played 42 games. And Adley Rutzman, it just seems like this is where his numbers are going to be, unfortunately. Like he's not really going to take a big jump to like 25 home runs. It's going to be around 15 to 19 every year, and that's where he's going to be. Kerstad hasn't done nothing this year. I mean, look at our bench. Abreu, which I don't get why he's not playing, hasn't really had a good season himself. 8 home runs, 31 RBIs, only hitting 218. Kobe Mayo's done his role when he's gotten the opportunity. Luis Torrens has not been bad. And then we look at Ahmed Rosario, who's having a good bounce back season off the bench. So our lineup, I'm not really going to say it's been horrible. Like, it's about where everybody's usually been. It's just there's not been really a big leap from anybody outside of Henderson and Rooker. Obviously, Brandon Lau might have a career season, but everybody else has just kind of been, this is what their numbers are going to be, or even down years. Zach Eflin, another good year from him, 7-5, 3.28 ERA. Kyle Bradish, ERA under 4. Grayson Rodriguez, about where he usually is, ERA around 4, 4.5. And then Dean Kramer having a down year, but for a fifth starter, you'll still take that, 4.22 ERA. Chance McDermott, about where he was last year so far. Jose Buto, not horrible numbers, ERA under 4. Cano's having a good bounce back season. Aaron Ashby having a down year so far, ERA close to 5. Tyson Miller, down year as well, ERA over 5. And then you look at Hunter Harvey, ERA of 5. Wow, that is not what you expected. And Aaron Bummer as our closer, not been bad at all, 2.14. Actually, he's our setup guy, never mind, excuse me there. Felix Bautista's our closer, and he's having a better season than he did last year. But Aaron Bummer's been a hell of a pickup. Few down years, though. Hunter Harvey, Ashby, and Miller have definitely had down year, but our pitching, once again, not really looking like atrocious. But I'll look through some trades and see if there's anything we could do to try to get to this playoffs. Charm, right? We end up making the playoffs. We finished 87-75. This is a tough division, though. The Red Sox, 93 wins. Yankees, 98 wins. We just make the wild card over the Blue Jays over a game. So we finally got some luck going our way. We had some award winners, Adley Rutschman and Colton Cowser, win some gold gloves. Let's say everybody did before we maybe get this World Series final season underway. Zach Eflin, 11-9, 3.11 ERA. Kyle Bradish, 13-8, ERA under 4. Grayson Rodriguez ended up having his best season of this franchise, 12-11, ERA under 4. Dean Kramer, 3.98 ERA. And then Hunter Brown, 3.50 ERA. So how about that? Everybody pitching to an ERA under 4. Nobody had like an ace type season, but just a solid 1 through 5. Chase McDermott had a bad second half, ERA close to 5. Jose Buto turned his season around, 2.63 earned run average. Cano gave us an excellent season, 2.26. Aaron Ashby just didn't get it going this year, 5.20. I didn't make any moves at the deadline because I was like, you know what? What moves really could I make? There wasn't a lot of big names on the trade block, and we had the solid team to really get a run going. We ended up going on one. Tyson Miller, ERA over 4. I mean, okay, I guess. Hunter Harvey ended up turning his season around a little bit. Aaron Bummer had a bad second half. Still a better season overall than most. And then Felix Bautista turned his season around, 37 saves. So pitching-wise, all in all, did what they needed to do. If we take a look at the lineup, Colton Cowser, 21 home runs, 76 RBIs. That's about the numbers he's going to put up season to season, it seems like. Jackson Holliday with the big jump power-wise, 19 home runs. Gunnar Henderson with 30 home runs, 82 RBIs. Down year compared to last year, but still not bad. 35 home runs for Brent Rooker. He's done nothing but rake since he's got here. Jordan Westburg, a down year, 17 home runs, 70 RBIs. Brandon Lau was a hell of a pickup, 29 home runs. Wilson Contreras, not a horrible season from him, 16 home runs, 43 RBIs. Adley Rutschman, identical numbers to last year, just a little bit down, but not like awful. Wilyer Abreu had a horrible season, 13 home runs, 40 RBIs. I was really hoping he would be a big part of our offense after last season. When we look at our bench, Kerstad, not bad for a fourth outfielder. Kobe Mayo, 10 home runs off the bench. Luis Torrens didn't have a great season. And then Ahmed Rosario with a solid year off the bench. So can we make a run? Can we shock the world? We're facing the Twins in the wild card series. I'm going to sim game 1. We lose that, so we already got to win game 2 on the road against a 79-83 win team. That's crazy they made the wild card with that record. So we got Grayson Rodriguez on the mound. Here we go against Chris Bubich here. Not a good first inning. Solo shot by Buxton. Grayson Rodriguez is already in a jam here. He only gives up 1 run. Solo shot by Brent Rooker ties the game. Double right after by Adley. Can't get him home. Single, walk, strikeout. So Grayson Rodriguez again, 2-run bomb by Jonah Bride, and it's 3-1 Minnesota. Grayson Rodriguez, maybe one more inning out of him here. I have to go with a pin. Early solo shot by Lau. So we're going to go to the pin. We're going to go to Aaron Ashby here. 1, 2, 3 inning, top of the 6th. Manuel Rodriguez gives up a leadoff double, a walk, 2-run score thanks to Gunner. We take the lead. Maybe one more inning out of Ashby, so 2 solid innings from him out of the bullpen. And we do not score that inning, so we're going to go to Hunter Harvey. Gives up a 2-out single. Nothing happens. Cole Sands in the pitch. So we're going to go to our setup man here, Aaron Bummer. Face a few righties, leadoff walk, pop-up, sack, bunt, and a ground out. Top of the 9th, Brock Stewart in the pitch. No insurance run. We're going to go to our closer to try to top the series, and we do. So we force a game 3 against the Twins. Close game, 4-3. So can we advance to the next round against the Minnesota Twins? I don't know why I put quick counts on. It's just to have it. So Kyle Bradish on the mound against Joe Ryan. 1, 2, 3 first. 2-run bomb by Keith. 2-run bomb by Matt Wallner. And it is a 4-0 Twins lead after 1 inning. And man, that is not how you want to start off an elimination game. Bradish settling a little bit though. 1-out double. We score a run thanks to Gunner. So it's 4-1. Joe Ryan gives up a leadoff single. Can't get him home. Maybe one more inning out of Bradish. We get that. 2 on. Nobody out. We score a run. We score another run. So it's 4-3. We're going to go to the bullpen. We're going to go to Cano here. Gives up 2 singles, but gets out of it. Cole Sands in the pitch. Leadoff double by Wilson Contreras. An error. First and third, nobody out. Abreu drives in 2 with a clutch triple. Trent Thornton in the pitch. It's now 6-7-4. Jackson Holiday hits a home run. So 7-4 ball game. We're going to go to Jose Buto here. 1, 2, 3, 7th. Jose Alcala in the pitch. Time to go to Aaron Bummer. Hit by pitch, fielder's choice, single and a flyout. So 7-4. We don't get any insurance runs, so we're going to go to our closer again. And we advance the next round. We win the final 2 games to face the Mariners. So we lose game 1, lose game 2. I might go ahead and simmer here. Okay, we have some hope. 6-0. So we got to win back-to-back games again to advance the next round. Can we do it against a fantastic Seattle Mariner team at home? Grayson Rodriguez on the mound at home. 1-out double, a walk, 1-run scores. That's all they get, though. It could have been worse. Our offense has got to get going here, though. Solo shot by Kim, and it's 2-0. And right now, and there's another run. So we might have to go to the bullpen right now. Chase McDermott in the pitch. Grand slam by Kim, who has been killing us all game. And it is 7-0 Mariners as they look to eliminate us. We're going to go to Aaron Ashby here. Give us maybe 2 innings. Man, that is a backbreaker, a grand slam to make it 7-0. Man, that is tough. And Brian Wu was just shutting us down. We're going to go to Tyson Miller here. And our offense just can't get going. Bases loaded, get a fly out. Man, that just deflated the whole ballpark right there. So top of the 9th, I go to Hunter Harvey. You can tell by my voice, I do not think we have a chance in hell in winning, and we do not. We are eliminated by the Mariners. Brian Wu was spectacular in this game. 8 innings. Let's see who wins the World Series. Red Sox do. So we got to 1 playoff run, and it didn't go the way we expected. First 2 seasons were very disappointing. Hopefully I didn't disappoint you Oriole fans. Make sure to like and subscribe for more MLB The Show 25 content, as well as gaming content. If you're a wrestling fan, check out our podcast description, LTQ Wrestling Crew. Peace.